Hi, welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie Speak No Evil. It is a psychological thriller that is actually a remake of a foreign film that released only a couple years ago. It is made from Blumhouse, so this movie is either going to be either a hit or miss. As much as I go to the movies every Friday night, it seems like I've been seeing the previews for this movie like crazy the past 2 or 3 months. I don't know if that's a good sign or not that they're overly marketing the movie, but it's finally here. Is it any good? Well, let's talk about it. The movie story follows a family who gets invited to spend a whole weekend in a home in the countryside, but as the weekend progresses, they will soon realize that the family who invited them has a dark side laying inside them. Being skeptical beforehand, this movie really amazed me. My expectations were definitely subverted. It's pretty amazing that Blumhouse actually made a good movie for a change, since pretty much all of their movies this year have kind of sucked. As much as I love this movie, I do have maybe one nitpick, but of course I'll get to that later. Right now, I want to talk about the many great things the movie has going for it. That all includes how it is very intense, the wonderful acting from everyone, and also how well the movie is masterfully crafted, whether it be its production design and cinematography. When I say that this movie is intense, it's very much so, especially in the last act when things go down. The whole movie itself is pretty much anxiety inducing, with how awkward the social interactions between the main characters were, and also how there were some downright thrilling and chilling moments scattered throughout. Speaking of characters, James McAvoy's back must be hurting from carrying this movie. He was so great and completely loses himself in the role. He definitely shows off his amazing range, going from being charming to a full-blown psychopath. He was definitely amazing in this movie. When it comes to the co-stars, both Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy did a great job portraying the parents, and even the child stars were phenomenal as well. Pretty much everyone in this movie was definitely on their A game for sure. I will say that this is a very well put together film. The production design was great, especially with the set design, and also the sound design was meticulously well done as well. On top of that, the movie is good looking as well, with its visually spectacular cinematography. I loved how beautiful the exterior scenic shots from being shot on location in Croatia looked, and I also really admired how each and every scene was captured on camera with some great angled shots, and also how lighting was implemented. Saying that this movie is visually stunning is quite the understatement. The writing was good, for the most part. However, there are some questionable decisions made from the characters that are pretty cliche for the genre. I understand that they acted in a rational manner. The movie would have been much shorter. Speaking of, I do think that the movie was a tad on the longer side when it comes to its runtime. I get the fact that this movie is supposed to be a slow burn, building up the characters and setting the atmosphere, but the pacing in the first act just dragged on longer than it needed to be. Shave off some fat around the edges, and this would have been a tighter made film. Other than that, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I would even say that it's one of my favorite movies of the year. Overall, Speak No Evil is quite the remarkable remake that is an entertaining, edge-of-your-seat thriller. It is exceptionally unsettling and also a nice, wonderful surprise that will subvert your expectations. Even though it's not entirely a perfect made movie by any means, however, it's pretty close to it. I give this movie an A. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up my real reviews.